Hi friends, it's Heather of the Imperfectly Perfect Stitcher. Today is Sunday, February 11th, and I am finally back. It's a whole big old light situation on my face. It has been a minute. It's been over a month since my last video. I don't know why. I actually filmed this twice and felt like I was super Debbie Downer in both of them. I felt like I sounded down and sounded not into filming. So I deleted it because that was weird, but I'm back. So yay. And before I forget, if I owe you something, namely Michelle, Helen, the East Coast Crafter, and the Unstoppable Stitcher, I still have not mailed your goodies out. Sorry. I will do that this week. I promise. But I just didn't want to forget that. So I'm back. I have some stuff to show you, not a ton. I have a couple finishes and some good progress. It's been a little weird this year with my stitching. I haven't had a ton of time to begin with. My husband is now working part-time out of the house, and while it seems like it would free up a lot of time for me to film and stitch and all of that good stuff, I'm not loving this light. I'm actually busier because I'm doing a lot more driving around of the kids and getting people to where they need to be. And when I'm home, I'm working. So it's been a little nutty, but that's okay. I've been plugging away. And on top of all of that, I've been a little monogamous these last couple of days. I've really only been working on like 3 or 4 things at a time, but I've been working on them for long stretches. So my Instagram feed hasn't been that exciting, but thank you for following me anyways. I don't know what's going on with me. I think I finally embraced this whole stitch what I want when I want situation, and it's working. I'm happier with my stitching, happier with my progress. I've noticed a little bit of like my stitchy bug has been coming and going right now, but I don't quite know why. And I think it's because I've been watching less FlossTube. Not on purpose. I actually got really sucked into Lost. I'm on season 4 now or something, and so getting close to done, but I've been watching that a lot, which is funny. But I want to get back to watching FlossTube. The boys are out of the house today, so I thought I would take a few minutes and do an update, show you what I've been up to for January. It might get a little choppy. I'm expecting a phone call soon that I need to take, so if that happens, I'll just pause and come back. Try to angle things so it's not in this weird light. Sorry. Okay, so like I said, I had 2 finishes, and I'm trying to get better about details in terms of what I stitched it on and what width, but oh, sorry, didn't mean to get shaky. I hit the table. But right now I don't have a lot of details. But right after the new year, I finished House of Cooking, and this is by Nikki's Primitives. This is the one that Brittany, the itty bitty stitcher, stitched, and then she passed it to Abby, the top knot stitcher, who then sent it to me. This was such a fun, quick little stitch. This is on just some sort of 28 count even weave that I found, I think, at like Hobby Lobby. I stitched this 2/2. This was my first completed over 2 project, so I'm really impressed with myself for busting that out. There's a few personalizations in here, but I'm not going to point them out to make them more obvious. I stitched these in the called for DMC conversion, and the only thing I changed was on her. She, I don't know, I'm not a huge primitive stitcher, so I don't really know the details, but on the chart, and Kimberly, Stitch Adventure, you'll see this when you start stitching this. There's no symbols right here where her neck is. This pocket doesn't have any symbols, and there's like another little pocket over here that didn't have any symbols. So I didn't like that, so I just filled it in how I wanted. But it was really fun to stitch, and I think it's because there's just so many different little motifs that every time you finish one, you feel like it's a little mini finish. So I had a lot of fun with that. I have some ideas for finishing but I don't want to make any promises until I work it out. And then the other finish I have, since you saw me last, is Bent Creek's Spooky Row. I absolutely had a blast with this guy. This is on 28 count coffee Joblin. I bought this from ABC Stitch Therapy, and I think I went on a little rant about them last time, so I won't do it again, but I won't be ordering from them again. But there's plenty of fabric down here. I'm dying to do another row or two, meaning another one of Bent Creek's rows. So if anybody has any that they're getting rid of or want to sell or pass along, let me know. I might be interested. So this is called for, I believe, you'll have to excuse me, the pattern is packed up on its way to, not on its way, it's in my car. It will be on the way to Helen, the East Coast Crafter. So I'm doing this off the top of my head. This was, I know, had Gentle Arts and Weeks as the call for threads, but I did not have those. So I did the DMC conversion, except for the letters. I chose DMC 53. It was their variegated thread. And I'm pretty proud of myself with how they came out. There are some letters like that T that I love. Yeah, just some of these. I think the G had really good variegation. I really enjoyed stitching this. This was interesting because I won the pattern off StitchMania like a year ago before I really got into stitching. I didn't really know what I had until I started watching FlossTube, and then I was like, oh, maybe I should do this Bent Creek pattern. And I wanted to add this to Year of WIPS. So this is my first Year of WIPS finish. I started the cauldron and got annoyed with all the black very quickly, so I put it down. But then I picked it up again and just couldn't stop. So if you watched me on Instagram with this, it was a pretty quick stitch. I think somebody on there, and sorry I don't know your name, somebody on here stitched this whole thing like in a day and a half, maybe even less. So it's pretty quick. The other thing I changed was this guy wanted colonial knots for the eyeballs, and I just did beads. And then I did beads for right here. Can't really tell. And then beads for my freaked out skeleton. Bendy Stitchy said he looked freaked out. But I love this, and so I'm working on my husband to get him to build a frame for that. That was a lot of fun. I really liked both those finishes, and I'm excited to do more. I know that Bent Creek has a lot of those little rows, like autumn row and spring row and summer row, and so I'm maybe wanting to do those. So that would be fun. Okay, progress. So like I said, I've only been stitching on just a very few couple of things here and there. Sorry, just trying to figure out what order to go in. I'm probably gonna have to do some digging. Let's just start with this. Okay, so my New Year, New Start is my Halloween Quaker. I'm stitching this kind of with Bendy Stitchy, but we both kind of petered out. This has been calling to me again, so I think it's gonna get some FaceTime. I think I just needed a Halloween break after Spooky Row. This is on a 28 count Monaco that Michelle dyed for us. Ooh, yeah, you can really see the colors in there. It's perfect. So this is as far as I've gotten. I'm still on the first page, but I'm getting close to being done-ish with the first page. I've got this motif and then something over here, I think. But this is a fun stitch. This motif is huge, took forever, but I'm glad that one's out of the way. NeedleMinders, this one here, this cameo is from Delicious Threads, and this one is one of mine. This ties into some haul later. I've been horrible about being active on my Facebook group for my minders. I need to figure out a plan with that so I can get more involved. I've been really not anti-social media, just not on it. as much as I would like. I'm on Instagram a lot, but even if you follow me closely, you know I've kind of slowed down there. I think I was like overwhelmed with life for a while, but I'm coming back. I'm slowly coming back. So if you're interested in checking out my minders, I'll post a link below. And all the money from that I'm saving. I'm working towards taking some classes, lactation classes and childbirth education classes, so I can teach and be an educator. But so yeah, so this minder was actually the wood piece was given to me by another stitcher. She actually gave me a boatload, and I have some pretty cool minders up there, and I need to get some more up. But anyways, back to this. So I went really hard on this right after the new year, and I didn't get burned out on it because it's calling to me, but I just got distracted by other shiny things. So I was working on that. I was working on Spooky Row. And then my Heaven and Earth designs. Let me see if I can quickly find. The pattern is over there, so I'm not going to get it, but you guys have seen this before. This is Owl Family Portrait, and I got really into it. So since you've seen this last, I've filled in this eyeball, which was a whole lot of different whites. It's amazing how many colors are in like his pupils and the whites in general. And then I basically, like, I finished filling in his face, basically from his like this eyeball plus like here down of the green guy, I've finished. So he's done as much as I can do on this page. And then I've been working on Papa Owl, kind of just working more down here. Just last night I filled in some confetti right here, and I've been filling in this blue. But since you've seen this, basically most of him that is done is what I've done. Now you might be asking, like, what am I doing here? So I have the pattern I have is large print. And so two things with that. One, the physical page, hold on, I'm just going to pause it. Okay, I think I'm back. Yeah, the physical page doesn't end on a full 10 by 10 blocks, 10 by 10 block. So you can see how I have gridded fabric. So that drives me crazy. So the first thing I've been doing is my page ends at the end of the 10 by 10. But the other thing I'm doing is I learned up here, and you can tell when I get close, see those lines? You can tell that I do 2 blocks at a time, and there's a hard line down here. So there's nothing I can do about that now. So as I continue to fill in the background, I'm going to follow the pattern that I have been following, so at least the lines are consistent. But I didn't figure it out here, but I'm going to try to avoid a hard line down the center of these owls. So I've been feathering in just as far as that color goes into the next page. Then I realized, well, that's going to take me forever. So every other line, I stop at the hard stop of the page, and then the other line, I go into the next page. So I don't know if that made any sense, but I have somewhere in the neighborhood of 600 or less stitches to finish this page. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do that this week, next week, if I'm going to put this down for a little bit. See, I'm just kind of like all over right now. I really want a page finish, and every time I pick up something else, I end up putting a few stitches and coming back to this. We'll see. I don't know. I have some of the rest of the afternoon, so I'll fiddle around with something. I don't know. One other thing I want to show you. So the other thing, and I just picked this up again the other day. This is mine, and I feel really bad because in my last couple of videos, I've been saying, oh, this is a free download, go get it. And then people have been messaging me like, I can't find it. I can't get to it either. So maybe somebody can message her or find her. This is called Red Quaker Cross Stitch Sampler by Needle Knowledge. So if you Google Needle Knowledge, you can get to the hyperlink that you're supposed to click and be able to download this. But when you click that hyperlink, it doesn't do anything. So I don't know if she's taking it off being free or what's going on. But this is this is the pattern. It was a free download when I got it. If somebody knows more information than I do about this, please let me know so I can give out correct information. So this is a really cool sampler. It's done in 2 colors of red. I'll show you my choices in a minute. This is how big my fabric is, and this is where I'm at. This is another one of those funny pieces that I get into, and then I do a motif, and then I'm over it, and then I don't want to do it anymore. And then it calls me, and I do a motif, and then I get over it. So this is done this many. This motif is about half done. There's some colors in between each one of these guys. The 2 underlines underneath it. It was interesting. It was more backstitch than anything. Then there's a bigger motif here and a little one here. So about 2.5 more to go to finish this page. This is also, everything I have is a year of WIPS, basically. I'll let you know if it's not. But this has been a lot of fun. I like to do all the cross stitches and then do the back stitching in that motif. It's fun to see it come to life. I'm not going to speak too much about it, but this NeedleMinder was from, as Lollipop Stitches says, my home slice niche stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. If you can tell what that is, awesome. If not, have somebody explain it to you. But it goes along with the right here. Oops. This is just, I think it's 14 count white Aida. And I am stitching with DNC 815 and 3705. This is coming out, it looks much more orange right here than it does in person. It's more of a salmon-y pink color. But you can, like, there's no rules on that, right? So you can stitch any 2 colors you want. Make it match your decor if you can find it. So if you find this pattern somewhere that I can direct people to, please let me know. I haven't looked too hard, but I know that people would like to know. What else? I think that's really all I've been working on. I do have, I'm not even going to show it because it's like I haven't even started it, really. So I don't know. I've just been kind of stitching what calls to me when it calls to me. And it seems to be like the same couple of projects have been calling to me for an extended period of time. I'm not going to change that. I thought briefly about participating in the winter stitch along, but I didn't. It just didn't seem like something I wanted to do. I think it's a lot of fun, but I don't know. I'm kind of a boring stitcher right now. And you know, that brings me to like my thoughts about Mania. So I know everybody's thinking about Mania a couple months early, but we are already headed into the middle of February, March, April, May. I don't think that I will have the funds or desire to kit up a bunch of projects and start in Mania. So I have a couple of thoughts about my Mania, and I think it's going to be like an UNMaynia. I should hashtag that. Hashtag UNMaynia. It's not anti-mania because I think mania is really cool. I'm going to UNMaynia it. So I'm going to do one of 3 things. I'm either going to start a new project and work that one project throughout the entire month. I'm going to pick up a WIP that's closest to finishing and work it the entire month or until it's done. And then my next closest and work that throughout the rest of the month, or if that ends up being one project for that month, do that. Or work one project for 7 days starting May 1st, and then the next 7 days another project. So I don't know which one I'm going to do. You know me and goals. Once I like set a thing, I don't want to do it anymore. But I thought it might be fun to allow myself to be more monogamous for that month and see what kind of progress I can get done. I don't know. My other thought was if I can get a page done of my owl family, to start a new page and work that for a month and see if I can get another page done. Because my goal is 2 pages for each of my full coverages, and I can already tell you that's not going to happen. But I'd like for it to happen for this one. So that's what I've been working on. Haul, don't have a ton. Michelle Bendy was kind enough to send me for shipping price an extra light she had. So I have an light now, and that's really amazing, and it's changed my stitching because now I can stitch larger counts at night. And so now I can kind of stitch whatever, like literally stitch what I want when I want. I also got from Michelle at her stash sale, I got this piece, and I think I figured it out to be 18 count. This is a 35 inch by 28.5. I don't know what that is, but it's a giant piece of this green sparkly fabric. Hold, please. I'll be right back. I need to take this phone call. Okay. Oh, okay. So I'm going to really try to splice these two videos together so I don't have to film this a fourth time. I don't know what I did. I thought I just paused it, but I guess I did not. That's okay. But as I was saying, Michelle had her live sale, and I got this giant piece of green sparkly fabric. It's amazing. It's huge. Like I said, it's 35 by 20, almost by 26 inches. Yeah, no idea what I want to stitch on this. Actually, I do have an idea. I'd really like to do the Clouds Factory Zodiac sampler. Michelle told me to do it on this because it would look good with a few color adjustments on the pattern. But I don't know. I'm so scared. I'm so chicken to try new things. But maybe I'll just go for it. And you know, it's interesting. I'm talking about starting things. I have not really had a desire to start anything new until very, very recently. But my printer broke, and I don't have the patience for ordering a pattern online and waiting for a hard copy. I just want to be able to print it now. But it's actually been fine. It works out for me because then I'm not spending money that I don't have. And then, yeah, I mean, I really think that's about it, you guys. I feel like this should be a lot longer because it's been so long. But my plans going forward are just to keep doing what I'm doing. I think I just want to keep stitching what I want when I want, which seems so elemental, right? Like, duh. But I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, especially if you do floss tube or if you're big on Instagram, to have a lot of different things to show. Some people find that motivating, and I do at times, but other times I find it stressful. So then I just kind of get into this. I'm going to do what I want when I want. I don't have any plans to do any sals or anything like that right now. You know, I know the Olympics one is going on, and I probably could have participated. That's the other thing. Like, my stitching time is getting less for right now. Just with all the driving I'm doing, people around. But, you know, hopefully later this year we'll have another car. I won't have to do as much driving. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know why I just went down a rabbit hole and I'm not back. Oh, my stitching time. So that's the other thing is, like, if I'm in the middle of a sal and I miss a day, then, like, I just, whatever, I'm not going to do it. And I can't guarantee that I can stitch every single day right now, especially with births coming. I've got a couple coming up, and we all know how unpredictable births can be. So I don't know. I wish I could be more concrete. I love watching floss tube and hearing everybody's, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And it sounds really good in theory, but the minute I impose that on myself, I don't want to stitch. Like, even right now, I'm like looking at my stuff, like trying to figure out what I want to stitch. I just don't know. I'm going to have to, like, ask my basket, call to me. I keep having, like, stitcher's guilt. I probably will keep working on Owl Family because I'm so close to that page finish. I just want to get it done. But that's it. So I don't know when I'll be back. Hopefully it won't be a month. I really do like doing floss tube. I was in a weird space, just no stitchy bug, no floss tube bug. But it's coming back. So yeah. thank you. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much. If you comment, thank you again. I really, really, really like interacting. I watch FlossTube, like I said, I tend to watch it when I work. I don't know what it is about having FlossTube like right here and me working on my computer. I seem to focus a lot better. I may just be a multitasker like that. But that being said, when I'm watching FlossTube, I don't always get to comment. So I apologize, but I'm watching. I have to do a lot of catching up. Maybe I'll do that today over the next couple of days. But if you're subscribed, thank you. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for finding me. I don't have any shout outs because I haven't been watching, but I have a ton of suggestions from you guys. So I'm going to go check everybody out. And I've been seeing in my YouTube feed, like FlossTube 1 has been popping up a lot. So that's awesome. This community can always use more FlossTubers. So join us. All right, you guys, that's it. Talk to you later. Happy stitching. You know, keep doing your thing. That's all we can do.